It's a great thing to have a good ear as a musician. It's also a great thing to have really good muscle memory after you've played something a lot of times, so that even if your brain kind of goes on vacation and fails you, your muscles can see you through. I admit that happened to me one time that could otherwise have been very unfortunate. I was 14 and doing one of the biggest competitions of my life up to that point. I went on stage, I was quite nervous, I was distracted by what was going on around me at the big, beautiful, at that point in my life, intimidating Abravanel Hall in Salt Lake City. My pianist started the introduction to my piece, which was the Gordon Jacob First Flute Concerto, 4th movement. That's a very short introduction, and when she started to play, my brain freaked out. And what it said to me in that moment was, what am I supposed to play at the beginning of this piece? But I put my flute up to my face, and when it was my time to come in, I started to play something. I thought maybe I could fake it, and I started to play the right thing. But people I knew in the audience told me they had no idea it had happened. That's a case where my muscle memory absolutely saved the day. But it was scary, and you don't want to rely on that. The better solution is to make sure that your brain doesn't fail you. Sometimes it will, that's true, and you need to have backup solutions for when it does. But that little story from my own life makes me feel all the more convinced of what I'm here to say today, which is that your brain must always lead the way. If it fails to lead the way, that's why we have these backups. I called these in another video or two safety margins. But for instance, when you play your scales, you shouldn't be trying to simply figure them out by ear, what sounds right, even if you have an amazing ear. And even if you can do your scales 100% by muscle memory, you don't want your brain to be sleeping. You want your brain to be ahead of your fingers. If it helps to think of an analogy, pretend that you're riding a horse. You, the person riding the horse, are the brain, and the horse itself is what's getting you where you're going. Now, say that you're far away from home and you want to get home. Even if you're nearly positive that your horse can lead you home without your guidance, you don't want to fall asleep on the horse. Let the horse take you where it will, and when it stops trotting along and it stands still, you wake up and see whether or not the horse took you home. You want to be guiding the horse. You're the one looking ahead. You're the one ensuring that you and the horse are both going to make it home. The moral of this analogy is always keep your brain ahead of your fingers and your ears. Everything will go better if your brain leads the way.